Hey, hold on, what was this place called? Blue Sky Palace. Wow, it's a whole palace, huh? You guys obviously were inspired by grape gardens when you decided to construct this place, weren't you? You know, it's corny as heck, but I remember back when I was a kid and way into Kirby, I ended up trying to draw up a comprehensive map of Popstar. It wasn't quite as impossible as you might have expected, but I do remember getting there to be some confusion about where Yogurt Yard was. To the best of my ability, though, I decided that Yogurt Yard had to be somewhere outside of Poo 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 Land proper. Well, now that I know more about the backstory of the Katas, I hate to take him out. And so I won't, at least not these few. Oh! Look at the clouds! Those clouds are cute as heck! Oh, another auto-scrolling level. The auto-scrolling level that probably most sticks out in my memory from Kirby is from Kirby's Dream Land 3. I remember that there was a level where it was in Iceberg, which was the final area in that game, where there was a palace, this huge fortress where King DDD had imprisoned an angel. And but there were scrolling bits there, to be sure, but oddly enough, what sticks out most in my memory isn't a scrolling bit in that level, or in the first level where a huge cloud of dark matter is following behind Kirby, but rather, it's a level where really there was nothing, it was just like he was on an iceberg, just an icy-looking chunk, just a big old chunk of, no! Oh. Our first time dying by falling off the bottom of the screen. Anyway. But it's just a normal ice area, except that the camera was scrolling. I seem to remember that there were a bunch of alleles around in that stage. Yeah, hi Kata. Okay, this isn't the time I want to deal with you though, Kata, okay? I really wasn't thinking about how dangerous this is. Because if we fall, like that's it, because the bottom of the screen goes away, so we don't have much leeway. If we fall off the screen, we're done. Like, more so than even in the Super Smash Bros. Games. Man, look at those big chains behind us. I bet you that those chains are somehow holding up the palace. That's what I bet you. Really, I'm not going to bet you anything. It's just a hunch. Just a hunch I have. See, we could actually use that one up, but I'm not going to. I'm perfectly confident as it is. Oh, not worth going after those. Not worth it. Those are a lost cause, those stars are. These stars, on the other hand, they're looking pretty good. Pretty good to me, at least. There we go! Now, Kirby, just quit bouncing around, okay? This is a really dangerous place to just go bouncing around, you hear me? You hear? He heard, because he stopped. Thanks, Kirby. I appreciate it. I mean, as your friend, I suppose that I'm playing as Elline, not as Kirby, which is really an interesting variation on the formula. Canvas Curse did it in a more fourth wall breaking way. Like, it was a magic paintbrush that was helping him, but it was helping him by choosing to go into the hands of the player. Whereas here, the magic paintbrush is itself a character, which really does go a long way towards making it feel less lonely. Though, to be sure, there was a bit of character to the magic paintbrush back in Canvas Curse. Whoa, what are you... Whoa! Whoa! Weapons, huh? You know, I don't much appreciate it when folks begin trying to take Kirby out, you know. We're friends with him, okay? Kirby's a brave, handsome dude. He's so strong, and he just never gives up no matter what. And you gotta appreciate that about a guy. Oh, you guys done yet? Oh, no, you're not done yet. Still gonna keep on going on attacking us, aren't you? Well, okay. I'm glad they're being generous with the placement of these, ink pots. Very generous indeed. And it's a good thing, because we really would have been in a sorry state just there if we hadn't had these. I should've went into that cannon. I should've went into that cannon, is all I can say. Oh, Kirby, there's a doorway right there, Kirby. You want to get in there? Of course you do. I know you, Kirby. Let's go through the door. You can trust your old pal Elline, she'll get you through there. Kirby's been making a lot of friends in his recent games. He managed to even make friends with DeRoach and the Squeaks. Oh, we gotta get up to that door while we still can. You may notice that the clay transition screens have changed between each world to a different color. More appropriate, I suppose, for the world's overall theme. Now, perhaps they weren't really more appropriate, but I think they seem to be choosing appropriate colors. Shame that I didn't get that loot, but that's fine. What could it have been at best anyway, huh? Figurine, a beautiful song that would take me back. That would take Kirby back, too, to all his earlier days. Yeah. Kirby's getting old in years. He must be like 20 by now. He's over 20. Back when I was a kid, I concluded that Kirby's age, assuming that the anime was like some kind of prequel. So he comes to Popstar as a baby. Then, given the unknown amount of time between the first game and the end of the anime, we can conclude that, so we have to take that time in addition to the amount of time the games themselves cover, which would seem to just be about the amount of time that comes in between them. So, in total, Kirby ended up being something like 20 years old. And you might say, well, what's Kirby's personality like if he's that old, huh? Well, he's kind of snarky. I mean, based on his appearance and, like, some of the, gag manga. You might say, well, it's not canon. Well, you know what? Kirby canon is loosely defined enough that I say it's perfectly canon. I also remember that there was oh, we're almost to the end gate. I remember that there's a Kirby long-running weird gag manga in Japan called, like, The Story of DDD Who Lives in Poo Poo Poo. Which, I would think it'd be kind of neat if we could get that translated into English one of these days. As far as I know, though, hasn't been done. Who knows? Maybe Nintendo, I mean, they've recently released a Super Mario-kun comic translated, so maybe they'll release a translation of, The Story of DDD Who Lives in Poo Poo Poo. Guy can hope, can he? Maybe by the time you see this, that already will be out, and you'll be very excited about it. You're like, oh, Mackerel phones. There was good news in the world. Oh, it's a Bzzzt plug, or whatever they're called. And the Kirby series has so many one-eyed things. Those diaries might be kind of frustrating, but my god, when you do get them, the feeling is great. Let's look at the, Bzzzt bulb first. This little bulb glows with the love of a pure heart, but no one wants to get anywhere near him. It's tough to make friends when you electrocute anyone who touches you. Still, he keeps on glowing, because that's what you do. Yeah. Gotta keep glowing. So this is supposed to be a light bulb, huh? It's funny, when you get down to it. We used to... lately, we've had stop motion, like from Studio Laika, that looks so good, people say it looks like CG. And then we have CG from places like the Lego Movie that's so good in its stylistic goals that it actually looks like stop motion. And so here we have a game that's used totally digital graphics to create an effect as though it's claymation. What an interesting set of developments, huh? So these guys are called trackers. This gun for hire will work for the highest bidder, so Claycia pays him a fair wage. But this is pretty dangerous work. Who knows how long he can last under these crazy conditions? So Tracker is not something that you created then. Or maybe it is, but you just happened to create a gunslinger whose only loyalty was to the highest bidder. And once again, Tracker is being treated as an individual rather than as a group, which makes you wonder sometimes. Oh, we can also get a profile of the Claycan. You don't want to get all up in the Claycan's ink or he'll come after you. And I'm not squidding. He may be a baddie, but he only uses his pipe for the most innocent of purposes. He likes to blow seafoam bubbles. Aw. Bet you there's a warm heart somewhere under that grisly surface. I see that he's been in battle. His scars all over him, really. Well, let's take a look at the diary. The 7 Worlds. Claycia used the stolen colors to create 7 worlds, but now Kirby's planet is so drab. Oh, so they could only create figures to go, but not worlds for them. They could bring life to their figures, but not create a world for them. And so, now that she's become so selfish, she's stolen the life from another place to bring life to her own creations. She's kind of well, she's devoted to her art anyway. It looks like there are 7 worlds then. Of course, there's the blue palace in the back, or whatever it was called. But what's behind it? Looks like we have a tree, a volcano, and a puff of smoke? Or knowing Kirby, it's probably some kind of huge mass of dark energy. But I feel kind of bad now. Taking these worlds and taking the color out of them, because then they'll lose life. I mean, the people in these worlds didn't ask to be brought to be given this color, now did they? I'll take a silver medal. I'll take that any day. The Wild Red Yonder. I really am digging not only this aesthetic, but a lot of these stage names too. And they have all these, they go through these different variations of the map theme for each world, which was something they did in Triple Deluxe also, but I think it's better done in this one. Of course, I am obviously partial to this game's soundtrack. To my ears, it sounds much nicer than Triple Deluxe's. But they're very different styles, so I understand why you might prefer. Oh, I see. This palace is some kind of fortress of Claycia's, isn't it? And we're infiltrating it. Listen to that music. That's the music of a heroic charge forward. And these poor Katas are doing their best to defend their home. And what is this, a library? Yeah, so they're like the spear waddle dees from Canvas Curse. And the balloons in this game are like the dandelion fluff was in Canvas Curse? Wait a minute, what? Claycia's sent a big ol' airship after us. Look at that thing, it could rival the halberd. And she was taking out her own katas with her fire. Here I was calling her an artist who really cared about her creations, but I see I was a bit wrong. And my own yarn paths are what prevented me from getting the treasure that time. How ironic. Get the 1-up. We might actually need them. She's really up in the ante. That is no doubt, though, Claycia's ship. It has her beret. And I bet these Katas think they're real clever, they're real hot stuff strutting around in their suits of armor. But they don't even remember, you know, why they put on those knightly armors to begin with, if I remember. I remember the course of the story, at least. The story, at least, is Elline presented it. Of course, she's kind of partial to her creations, too. But she seems to love them in a much more sweet way than Claycia. Do you suppose Claycia ever really cared for them, or did she only create them with the intention of using them towards these kinds of malicious ends? Who can say? Uh-oh. We've just invited in some trouble. You know, I wouldn't have expected there to be a great red yonder, of all things, here, but did you see that? All of her own... She just, you know, smashed all of her own soldiers up there. That's horrible. That's horrific. Look at these books. I bet you they're filled with art designs. Books about the history of clay sculpture. From a variety of planets, too, I bet you. They went far and wide to get this library, and look what Claycia has ended up using it all for. That was a nice try, Yukatas. Nice try. Thank goodness it wasn't scrolling there. They really are desperate to catch Kirby. Oh no, up here we're out of our element, but we're in the airships. Although, Elline, this might be a good time for you to, you know, transform Kirby into an airplane or something, like you were daydreaming about earlier. I mean, you were saying you should aim higher next time. What's higher than an airplane, huh? What you seem to be aiming for with your next transformation was actually just a submarine, which is, if anything, aiming lower, isn't it? I mean, you're beneath sea level with a submarine. That's pretty low. Not as low as Claycia, though, no matter how high up in the sky she might be. Well, I understand why this world's called Seventopia, or whatever exactly it's called. Because it's in 7 parts. Oh, that was a nice shot there, Claycia, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, well. I'm glad we at least got the one up before she blasted it to smithereens, too. Oh, we gotta get the treasure. She doesn't want us getting the treasure, but we got it anyway. She doesn't like us getting the treasures because the figurines often end up being, revealing information about her world. They give Elline these flashbacks, and she begins giving Kirby these anecdotes, you know? And, obviously, that isn't something that Claycia is so into. She wants Kirby to be ignorant about this world, after all. Oh! Can't fault the guy for trying, can you? It's certainly much more impressive than King Dedede's little blimps and stuff he has. We saw those back in a Grape Garden in Kirby's Adventure. And of course, Kabula in Kirby's Dreamland, and who later reappearing in a few other Kirby games. Really, Kabula didn't come back till Kirby Superstar Ultra, which is what, like 20 years later? The point is, that's something you wouldn't get from another series. Kirby introduces a character or an idea and doesn't do anything with them for years and years, and then they come up again in the most unexpected of places. And that's something I really appreciate. I mean, you might say that's like bad writing or gimmicky or whatever, but I like it. I think that they originally didn't have any intention to bring stuff like that back, But what happened was that, after a while, they ended up deciding to bring it back because, you know, it was cool. And, the fact that they would end up deciding to bring that stuff back, though, I mean, it's like, can you imagine a new Mario game that has wart in it? It would never happen, ever, ever, ever. Because the Mario series, particularly lately, seems to have decided that ever doing anything new or experimenting is a big no-no. And, well, I mean, you can guess just from the way I described that what I think of that, but... Kirby! There we go. We might actually make it this time, if we only make it. There we go. Get the dock! We blew it up! Well, we got pretty close. Now we just need to survive getting out of this place, huh? Easier said than done. This thing on our tails. But Kirby and Elline, you can do it. Nothing's stopped you so far. Why should this, huh? Why should this? Oh! Oh! Okay, go. Kirby, get in the cannon. There we go. Nice work, Kirby. Nice work, Kirby. We must almost be in the palace at this point. And so we are. And Kirby's looking pretty worried in his health bar. Pretty angry. Kinda annoyed, I mean. But also worried. He's worried, sure, but he's annoyed, too. I don't blame him. If you had a cut on your head like that, it'd be annoying. You have to roll around. Kirby's been rolling around for years. Not only we have this in Canvas Curse, but there's Kirby's Dream Course, which is the golf game, Kirby's Block Ball, Kirby's Pinball Land, and of course Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which was a particularly experimental title and one of the very few Kirby games I never played. I even have it, I just never played it. Anyway, let's take a look at these figurines, shall we? I guess this game can be played by up to 4 players. I think it's ridiculous, though, that they're just different color Waddle Dees. Personally, I'm not sure I like the way that this particular Waddle Dee with no name has become sort of Kirby's buddy in these recent games, like his chief buddy. I like that, though. It's a nice nuance to show kids that guys can be buddies, even if one of them's boss, you know, doesn't like him. Like, King Dedede doesn't like Kirby very much, but that doesn't mean Waddle Dees have to be mean to Kirby. This little guy is the 3rd Waddle Dee. He's made the bold decision to pick up his spear in defense of Dreamland. His biggest thrill is running along the rainbow rope just as it begins to fade, but he'd rather keep that a secret. You see, Elline, she's clearly a very observant person. She's very interested in what other people think, what would they feel, and she does her best to understand these things. Really, that's it? I thought I got another one. Oh yeah, there they are. A spear kata. The only reason this guy took up spear throwing was to practice snagging delicious apples from Wispy Woods. No one wants to tell him that the Wispy Woods on this world doesn't grow apples. Oh. A lot of these people are pursuing goals that are based on mistaken assumptions or just can't be achieved. Though they might not be humans, they very much represent aspects of the human condition. In any case, if they're taking color from Popstar, that would explain what Wispy is doing here. It's their own version of Wispy Woods, and was given life perhaps by the color drained from the real one. A spear kata knight. As soon as this round fellow got his hands on that fancy helmet, he stopped focusing on the important part of being a spear kata knight, the spear throwing. His aim is really bad now. Aww. This game continues to be super, ultra charming. To me, something like Triple Deluxe almost seems a little bit, I don't want to say morbid, but kinda dark, whereas this really does seem charming. Now, I'm not going to say you can't end up being both morbid and cute, because Fran Bow pulled that off after all, but Claycia made this amazing flying ship. Bastron is powered by shockwaves. The pilot seat, she's not quite sure either. And, yeah, it's probably not a slide. But I like that, you see, Elline is whimsical enough to imagine that it might be a slide, but she's realistic enough to know that it certainly isn't. So this ship is called the Bastron. I like how she can appreciate the amazing craftsmanship of Claycia's enormous creation, even at the same time that it's been sent to kill us. Well, let's keep going. Now, you know what? If some character like Marx betrayed Kirby after we'd gotten to know Marx like we're getting to know Elline, now that would have been really shocking. Whereas we didn't know anything about Marx, so it was inevitable that he was going to be an antagonist. Okay, so are all the third levels gonna end up being vehicle levels? Actually, no. That's not how it works, because in the first stage there was no vehicle level, and in the second one it was the second stage, not the third one. I'm getting levels and stage confused. I'm talking about, you know, World 1 and World 2, where World 2 was the vehicle level. Well, it looks like we're going to take on Bastron. That's what it was called, right? Bastron? I want to be sure about this. I don't want to get its name wrong, after all. Yeah, it's called Bastron. For the purposes of syncing up the audio, I am going to select Story Mode now. Well, Bastron, as beautiful as you are, majestic, really, we can't let you take us out, can we? Oh, we up here? Yeah, there's the easel. I tell you what. Elline really would like Elline. Cool! Oh, it's just like Kirby having the rocket ability. Yeah, Kirby's already turned into a rocket Elline. That's old hat now. Yeah, this is like when you had the rocket copy ability in Canvas Curse. You know, it's worth noting that unlike Canvas Curse, this one doesn't have any copy abilities. Without Canvas Curse, it made sense why Kirby was rolling around. There's actually the explanation, that was the curse Claycia put on him, taking away his arms and legs and mouth. Even though he could still get copy abilities by, he just wouldn't hail them, he'd ram into things with, which would give him copy abilities. Whereas in this one, there isn't any copy abilities, so I gotta say, not having copy abilities definitely does make this feel a lot less, I don't know, somehow Canvas Curse's copy abilities, it was like sort of in the Amazing Mirror era of Kirby, where copy abilities were used to find all kinds of secrets in a particularly challenging way. Like, this game has so far been pretty much all smooth sailing. Diary entries notwithstanding. And in comparison, Canvas Curse was pretty tough. I mean, at least as I remember it. Oh, there we go. Hey, Kirby, you smashed through all these things, will ya? Thank you. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work, Kirby. It's always annoying when you draw a line and then Kirby ends up running into it, and he goes the way you don't want him to anymore. Well, let's keep going, Rocket Kirby. Oh, I see what we're gonna have to do here. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Oh! There we go. Oh boy, what now? What's that? Oh! They're sealing us in. Afraid we're gonna have to, take out your ship. A path to the exit, eh? Alright. This is some quick thinking, Elline. You're one smart cookie, I gotta say. What are all these circles, though? I don't know what these circles are. But, huh? There we go. Let's try at least. We got 60 seconds. Let's, not get lost here. Wait, I'm going the wrong way! We gotta follow the path we have, or we're gonna get toasted along with the Bastron. You know, this Bastron has genuine Shotzos aboard. We haven't seen those yet, have we? No, we haven't. Oh, might as well get that. Might as well. Man, if only I'd taken that other path, could have gotten all those goodies. Oh, I see. All of those, treasure chests were, that's what those circles indicated. They indicated treasure. Hey, Kirby! Go the other way, first of all, Kirby. There we go. Oh! Kirby, get up! There you go, Kirby. Good job. Don't worry, Kirby. You're gonna get out of here. See? We did it. See, Kirby? Should have faith in Elline, huh? That ship was spectacular while it lasted, but it's not going to be blasting us anymore, now is it? Oh, no, Kirby. We gotta go for the diary entry, Kirby. Oh! Wow! This is following a very different pattern than usual. At least if I have to redo this level, you know, it's not going to be so bad because of all the treasures that there were that I didn't get. No! I did not end up where I expected it to. You see. Okay, we're going to wait a sec, and we're going to wait a sec again for the diary to be in a more favorable position for us. Right there. Man, we did not do well in this level. At least we took out the Bastron, but that would have happened no matter how well I did. Elline and Kirby are really hitting it off. Let's see what we got here then. Rocket Kirby. I don't know what that one is. And a nice piece of music. Let's take a look at the music first. What do we have here, huh? Where is it? There. Oh, wow, we missed a bunch of them. No doubt from this level, but another one from Superstar. I heard a string version of this once that I thought sounded really, really nice. This one, it's fine, not my kind of thing. What about the figurines we got? Or is this one a Kirby? Kirby's Feast, I'll say. Kirby is happiest when he's surrounded by food. Delicious, yummy, lovely food like grapes and milk and hot dogs. We can only hope he doesn't eat too much and get a tummy ache. Oh, Elline, I appreciate your concern, okay, but Kirby... Oh, we can make the, description go away altogether. Kirby, listen, Elline, you don't have to worry about Kirby. Kirby doesn't get belly aches. His stomach's like some kind of black hole, okay? I'm fairly certain he just is a stomach. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know about that painting, but those 3 paintings in the background there? Those are paintings from Kirby Canvaskers! See, there's Tiny Town, there's the Dreamy Darkness. And so is that one! Oh my goodness! I think that one there is too, that one that's leaning against the wall with depicting space. This is the gift that keeps on giving. You see, it's these callbacks to old games that really, I think, are part of the Kirby series' greatest features. Kirby Rocket! Kirby takes this form when he takes to the skies. He can only fly in a straight line, so you need to guide his course with a rainbow rope. He can even zap enemies with a shockwave radiating from his head. Well, yeah, I know that part. It makes me wonder if there is intended to be some kind of story connection to Canvas Curse, but I really don't think there is. We can dream and speculate, but we could speculate, for example, that, given that we can see Claycia's unpainted worlds in the background there, that Claycia is the one who created the original paintings of Drawcia, for example. We don't really know who created her, other than it was some artist who abandoned her in Paintra later on. Claycia seems about mean enough to do something like that, but yeah, she wasn't always like that, was she? Great escape, huh? Kirby's Rocket's a roaring success. He's stronger than Bastron. Yeah, I suppose so. Man, Kirby is a pretty tough guy. I bet Elline's never met anyone like Kirby before. You know, it's interesting. The real Claycia portrays her, you know, like this. As if the Claycia we're dealing with now is not the real Claycia. You know, people change, and they don't always change for the better. Anyway. Maybe I'll come back later and try and get some more treasures, but I'm pretty satisfied with that one. I really only got a few treasures, though. And I have never played a Kirby game where I thought that treasures were quite this much fun. So we're finally at the Blue Palace. And we're gonna meet Sky High Wispy Woods, huh? Very well. We have 38 lives, we can take this. We can beat this one, we can finish off this one. We can take this one on. Oh, nice try, Wispy. Or this Claycia version of Wispy. Version of our old buddy Wispy Woods. But this is not our Wispy. This Wispy grows thorn balls and bombs on vines. Not life-giving apples. Oh! Yeah, this is not our Wispy. Oh, well, it won't be that bad. We'll be fine. Oh! Oh, what the? Oh! Well, that was a fine job you did there, Wispy. I see you brought up some coconuts, too. Oh, I expected it was going to be one of those exploding coconuts like we had back in Kirby's Adventure. Instead, we just got a plain old coconut, it seems to me. Alright, well, you want to play rough, Wispy? We'll play rough. Are you even the same fake version of Wispy as we took on before? I'm not sure. In any case, I can see that we're not going to get through to you, fake Wispy. I can see that you're not in the mood for negotiations. And that's fine. Kirby is well used to not negotiating. In fact, Kirby's never been much for words. Oh, what? Oh, sure. Might as well get a few more. Oh, no. There we go. So sorry, Wispy, but you're not the real Wispy anyway. You're only some clay version. You know, in some sense, this whole world is fake, but I guess it's real to Claycia and Elline, and that's what matters, isn't it? I guess so. Oh! Oh, I see what you've done there. I see what you did there, Wispy. You're even sending down these strange creatures after us, are ya? Oh, these are some odd critters, Wispy. I've never seen anything quite like them. They're sort of like centipedes, but every one's alive. Like, they stick together. It's like the kind of thing you'd expect some certain species of jellyfish to do, maybe. Which, there might be no species of jellyfish to do that kind of thing. It just seems like the kind of thing I wouldn't be surprised if I heard about a jellyfish that, you know, that's stuck together like that. There are, of course, man-o-wars, which are made out of a bunch of smaller animals. But the thing about man-o-wars is that they're not exactly jellyfish, they're a different animal altogether. Even though they certainly could... You could be forgiven for mistaking one for a jellyfish. We're almost back up to 100 stars. Once we get back to full star power, we're going to be able to administer the coup de grace. The coup de grace, give or take. Well, Wispy, you really have been getting creative the last few games. First triple deluxe, now this. They're really doing a lot with old Wispy Woods. I hate to see you crying, Wispy, but you're not the real Wispy anyway. Thank you, thank you. In this game, the music is well worth it. I remember in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, collectibles would be like cans of spray paint. How boring. This game's collectibles, in comparison, way better, leagues better. And here we are on Orange Woodland. It's funny that we met Wispy outside of this place. Now see, now, these bomb bots are really attacking us, or whatever they're called. Like, these guys are getting relentless now. This is an all-out war at this point. And Claycia, she knows this.